Hello everyone, Dan 14th Prime here. I want to do another video share out today with a new addition to the Prime Pyre. This is the Sideshow Collectibles Star Wars Darth Vader Mythos statue. Yes, they came back around on Vader here with a version 2.0, and coincidentally very timely with the recent Obi-Wan series. I think this concept here by the Kucheric brothers, I'm sure I'm butchering that, I'm sorry. But of a battle-damaged Vader, especially with some of the extra portraits that we'll look out here with the battle-damaged portrait on there. There's an unmasked portrait as well. 3 portraits. This is the exclusive 4,500 ES of these. Only available at Sideshow. I believe it goes for like $650 plus tax and ship. So for me, it's like $800 to get them in hand. You also have the collector's edition, which is ES 6,500, where you get all else of what I'll show you in the review, which is basically a normal-looking lightsaber and 2 other portraits. That's probably one of the most impressive things about this piece. I've never seen a statue, sideshow piece, anything like that with an ES of 11,000. So congrats to the K brothers on that. The previous high I recall was like the 2 Amazing Spider-Man 2 PFs ago, where he's like jumping off the bridge, the Goblin one. That was 7,500 total ES. And this is well above that. Expect it to be in stock for, a couple years, but that's normal for Sideshow. But yeah, just must be anticipating this to be a really wildly successful seller for them. Now this Mythos line, it's kind of like 1/5 scale, so I will say back to $800 total shipped in hand. I was a little salty, and it has to do with Sideshow shipping largely. It was like $92 for me, being out here in the Midwest from their California warehouse. But in hand, I am happy about it. I really am happy about it. It's got a good size to it. It goes about 25 inches, total height about 24 inches. Again, total width, most of which is airspace, cape to saber, and about 13 inches deep. So it's got a good footprint, good size, like a big sculpt cape. Just fantastic design, lots of great detail sculpted in. Paint all looks good. Again, 3 portraits on the exclusive, 2 on the collectors, and again, 2 saber versions on the exclusive. So I think the value for money is, it's there, it's fair, it's not great, but it's not as bad as probably I felt when I was paying the bill a couple weeks ago. And very quickly here, just for scale, easy comparison I could pull off the shelf without too much hassle is the quarter scale Hot Toys Vader there on the right. So you get to see about how that compares. Again, this statue, the Mythos, it's a good size. Almost in hand, I've kind of felt like, it's pretty close to quarter scale. It's a good size. Even Vader himself, pretty big. His foot in the back goes dang near down to the bottom of the base. But when you do look side by side with a quarter scale comparison, you see the overall kind of shrinkage, if you will. But again, the statue still has, I think, plenty of presence at 1/5 scale. Let me just give you a quick top-down pan here. Just continue and try to brighten up the picture here. Vader, there's only so much black on black on black with Vader. You really got to pump some light in there to see some of the details. But again, there's the exclusive portrait. I'll go even a bit closer on it. But going down, you just see all the great battle damage. I mean, his suit is all just opened up all through here. All the shoulder pads and stuff is damaged. The suit is ripped. You see his burnt skin kind of underneath that on both the arms. Going down, again, he's got some of that on the leg. Here, and I'll try to go underneath, but you actually see through there like the robotic knee and leg going on in there. So that is really cool. It goes down into this base. I don't know what it is, kind of quasi Mustafar. It's a little bit industrial sort of thing going on. Some fire and stuff. So it all makes sense. In terms of assembly, again, you can check me out on Instagram, same handle, Dan 14th Prime. I tend to post pics in my story of unboxing stuff and just what the pack out looks like. So that's always saved down to my profile. You can check that out. But basically, Vader's one big piece. He's got his arms separate that go on. The cape separate goes on. Obviously, the portraits separate go on. These 2 pieces of, I guess, the tunic come down, draped down the front, kind of go on separately. The base, one big piece. Nice and hefty, too. The base, I think, weighs a decent amount. All these flame pieces key in separately as well. So pretty straightforward assembly. And all nice sculpted pieces. Just really great design. With the art direction by the K brothers and, Sideshow done a really nice job. Just kind of sculpting it out and putting in these details into the statue. All right, so let's just take a second on these portraits, which are really some shining stars of the piece. Again, 3 on the exclusive here. You're looking at the exclusive portrait with sort of the half, very Obi-Wan Kenobi. Coincidentally, the way they designed that, sort of exactly what Hollywood decided they wanted to do. Again, battle damaged Vader. You know, it's been done for years. If you've read comic books and stuff, you see it more there. We don't really see it as much in kind of film and TV, mainstream sort of stuff. So, you know, not exactly a novel design in terms of giving battle damaged Vader. The helmets are always done different ways, but in the way the K brothers pulled it together, really awesome. And then just, again, great timing with the Obi-Wan series, the way they did this portrait versus what happened in the series, really just kind of all came together for them. So I think that's why they've got so much momentum for this piece with the 11,000 ES on it. But just phenomenal. I think the portrait, you see the Sith eyes, the skin underneath looks really good. You see the burnt Anakin under there. Great battle damage on the helmet. Just really cool. And I'll just pull it down here. You can see the main thing I want to show you is otherwise relatively clean all the way around. Then we get this one here, just normal, masked up. It's good. The visors, maybe a hint of red in there, so that looks cool. Got like a damage there on top of the helmet, even though this is still normal, and even on the back there's some damage. So this one oddly has a little more damage elsewhere than the battle damaged one. But there's that one, and all these portraits he's sort of, you know, looking down, so they all directionally kind of do the same thing. But yeah, it looks really good. Again, this will be on your collector's version. I like these other kind of battle damage accents. I don't understand why those aren't as well on the exclusive helmet. They look good. And then finally here, we just have the unmasked Anakin. This one really jumped out at me out of the box. I was thinking this was the exclusive at first. It was the first setup I went to. Again, if you're thinking collectors versus exclusive, you can live with the last two helmets that I've shown you. And a regular lightsaber, you know, you don't need the exclusive. You can get collectors, which will be typically cheaper for a number of reasons. Get it from your local retailer, stuff like that. But there you have the Anakin unmasked, and just, you know, great detail through here. The mouthpiece, Sith eyes, you know, just burnt, damaged skin, you know, the big scar on top of the head there, all the way around back. It even gets a little bit more toned and darker towards there. So very cool. Really, really dug this. I think both this one and the exclusive are going to get all the display time for me. So let me just do a little more detailed panning for you here. Just check out some of this stuff a little closer up. We'll give them a little spin. And I get this side-ish profile view. Again, just all this damage through the arm, the shoulders and everything. Looks really cool. Belt's pretty well intact. You see all these nice sculpted flowing tunic, cape, and all of that stuff. Really cool. Again, a lot of kind of like dust dirt down on the lower tunic. And we'll give him a little bit more spin. I'll just show you the lightsaber a bit more because sticking out too far for the camera to pan down. Here's just the sculpt cape. Flowing everywhere. Super close. Super close for you, but it's going everywhere. You can see how much creases and detail they sculpted into that. Even tatters, you can see holes right there. So yeah, this thing really is an impressive sculpt cape. Certainly by Sideshow standards. And then over here, again, just more the way this cape just flies out to the side there. Look at that. So cool. And then going in here again, let's just come in here. You see some of the battle damage again on that side. He's got the ARG right hand going, as Vader always does. Battle damaged knee. Then here on the base, again, sort of like industrial side of Mustafar. You'll recognize this sort of lava type burnt ground, the fire, some kind of turbine thing going on. And come up here, which is mainly what I want to show you. If we can get in on that. Yep, you see the knee there, like I mentioned, robotic leg. You actually see it all the way back down into the foot. Really a lot of that lower leg you see is all robotic. You kind of get this view. Check that out. Really cool. See some pistons and everything in there, just fine details kind of hiding away in the back. Little Easter eggs when you take the time to get up close and enjoy the piece. So really, really fantastically done. Then here the saber. Again, this is the flaming saber. More Mythos. I thought it was really cool. I'm going to use that. Just plugs in. I thought it could be a little bit stronger on a magnet or something, but really just a little plastic nub action. It was holding pretty well there. All that holds that in. And then again, you can just, this is what you'll get with Collector's Edition. I'm always kind of wondering if I'm getting that plugged in the right way, but that's the normal lightsaber. It's got a little flare, a little thickness towards the front, and then just goes down into a tapering sort of look. So still a little stylized, you know, not just a straight movie style. There you can see that taper a bit better. That's your Collector's Edition saber, which looks good. Again, just not quite the cool factor as a big flaming sword, but more traditional here if that's what you want with your Vader. So there you have it, guys. Sideshow Mythos, Star Wars Darth Vader version 2.0, because 1 became a bit of a grail. Vader's always wildly successful, sells a ton of merch, so they came back around on the guy, which I fully understand. And yeah, I just really dig the design. You know, it's a fun design. I think done very well in the statue form here, especially with the big sculpt cape and all the portraits. So yeah, really happy with this piece. I mean, I get why it came at $800 total in. And in hand, you know, no regrets about that at all. No regrets. Very, very cool piece. Welcome addition to the Vader collection. All right, so thanks for checking out the video. Again, same handle, Dan14 Prime out there on Instagram. If you want to give me a follow, you'll see a bit more on this piece. A bit on just sort of everyday statue collecting sharing out there on that handle, Dan14 Prime. All right, guys, thanks for checking out the video. See you next time.